everybody. It's another episode of Real Talks where we ask real questions about real estate. I got my buddy Mark here with me today. He's got a dying question he wants to ask me, or
not a question, but just something that I was always curious about. And just recently just showing homes, and then I noticed that the way that I was walking into the house and looking at it is totally different than the consumer. And so let's preface it with this question. How many homes have you seen in your lifetime?
Oh.
Take a guess.
Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands. Okay, so you've seen tens of thousands of homes.
I would say at least tens of thousands.
I would say like your normal average person, 15 in a year, maybe.
Maybe. There's super picky ones, might see like 100.
No, I'm just talking about like your average person, not even a buyer.
Oh, yeah.
Just like how many homes are you going to?
Like physically see maybe about like 15 to 20.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see tons online though.
That's true, but it's a different feel when you go into the home.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
So having said that, what are some things that you noticed when you were walking into a property that's just, you're obviously a real estate agent when you notice those types of things? I have some things.
Floor plan's huge for me.
Okay.
Light is huge for me. I cannot do dark. I need bright. I need a lot of light, a lot of natural light.
Okay.
That's like a huge factor for me because I feel like that just creates energy inside the house. Because we probably spend the most amount of time, besides at work, inside our house.
Yeah.
So you do want to make sure that you are comfortable and happy inside your home. I know some people like dark. I mean, I've had clients paint their house black inside, but that's their preference.
Yeah.
My preference is I want light, I want open, I like modern. But besides floor plan and lighting, I think the next thing that I would look at is just quality of materials and are the major components of a house in good condition. So am I gonna have any deferred maintenance later on down the road that I would have to fix or do? What do you look at?
Yeah, no, I think
house?
You hit the nail on the head with like the floor plan and the lighting. I always break it up into two things, like things that you can change and things that you can't change.
Yeah.
Right. So like when you go into a house, there's certain things that you can't change. Location is obviously the number one. So like when I'm just first entering the home, I want to see like what does it look like when I'm standing out here? What does my neighbor look like? Is it across from something that will be really annoying? Is it on like a big street? Are there like big trucks that always drive by, stuff like that? Then floor plan is another thing. I mean, you could change it, but it's obviously a much more difficult thing to change.
True.
Then I'm always looking for like the upgrades. I think that's a big one, especially here in Southern California. All the homes are old and they're just, you could immediately walk into a house and you could immediately see this is an original house or this one was updated, but it's like early 90s style. And this one's like, oh, this one's like a 2000 style. So it's like more new. And I think that's what, the buyers have really appreciated, is like kind of pointing out, okay, well, like, look, you talk about the deferred maintenance, like what things where you have to do in the future. You have to remodel the bathrooms, do the flooring or the windows change, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Recessed lighting. But yeah, I think light is a really good one. I hadn't really thought about that.
Light's huge for me.
Yeah.
I've been in rooms where there's like blackout shades and I'm just not gonna wake up if that happens.
Yeah.
So that's why light is important, because if I'm not up, then I'm not technically alive, really. But the deferred maintenance are always going to be like big pieces that I think most buyers don't look at too much, because I feel like sometimes if the property is even fixed up, so like you might have like properties that have been remodeled.
Yeah.
Kitchen looks amazing, bathroom looks amazing, but they didn't change any of the main not appliances, but like, air conditioner, water heater, things like that. Whether it's a pool and the pool equipments are all old, they don't see that stuff. That's like, everything has a life expectancy. So when is that gonna go?
Yeah.
And will you be prepared at that time when it does?
Yeah.
So we don't have any surprises, But yeah, I would say, what do you think most of your buyers, when you're showing houses, what do you think they're looking at?
I think honestly, a lot of the times they're just looking at the kind of the glitz and glam of the home, right?
Yeah.
So like, obviously like a stage home is obviously going to look a lot better, but they're not looking at, you know, like things like floor plan. They're not looking at like, is it actually like functional for like my life and like the way that I would live, I think a lot of times.
So that's a good tip for all you sellers out there. Make sure the house looks really cool and really awesome. So then as most buyers go through, they're just getting like wowed, right? So then they start to overlook things. But we talk about it all the time, especially when we talk to sellers. You know, if you stage your house, the stager is gonna come in there one way to stage it compared to what it actually would really be like living in it and making it functional.
That's true too.
You know? You don't know how many times people have gone into houses and then once they move in, they're like, things don't fit the way that I thought it would fit. You know, I mean, because you have different size furniture compared to what the stager is doing. The stager's trying to have you focus on different like areas, which then the buyers can't really see. But those are some things that we always look at as well too. I remember recently I just went to go show a condo in Pasadena. And like you walk in the door, to the left was like a sliding door. And then on the one wall had like the fireplace, and they had angled the couch. So then it made the room feel bigger. But I told the client, I'm like, hey, look, it looks awesome the way it's set up because it was staged. But realistically, if you start to analyze the way the furniture is, you're not gonna put your couch this way. You only have so much room on this side. So realistically, the couch is probably gonna be right here. And now you have no more space. Like when you open the door, it like literally hits the couch, you know? So those are things that we're able to probably pick up, but that's only because we've seen like I said, I've probably seen tens of thousands of houses compared to the person that only sees like 10 or 15, you know? Awesome. Well, that was a pretty cool question. Hopefully you guys got some cool tips off of that. As always, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, you know what to do, leave it below. And if you have a chance, please smash that like button for us. See you next time.